Death feels mysterious, yet millions wonder what truly happens when consciousness fades, the heart stops, and the body begins its irreversible biological shutdown. Across cultures and eras, humans imagine afterlives, heavens, hells, or rebirths, revealing deep curiosity about whether identity survives physical death beyond the grave. Surveys show most people believe something continues after dying, suggesting emotional comfort, cultural teaching, and fear of total annihilation shape these beliefs. Science, however, defines death clinically, focusing not on souls or judgment, but on measurable failures inside the brain and heart itself completely. When the heart stops pumping blood, oxygen vanishes from cells, and brain activity rapidly collapses, marking what doctors call clinical death initially. Remarkably, some people revived after cardiac arrest report awareness, sounds, or visions, fueling enduring debates about near-death experiences worldwide among scientists, philosophers, and believers. Medical resuscitation offers only minutes before damage becomes permanent, because neurons deprived of oxygen begin dying within moments after circulation ceases completely. If revival fails, biological death follows, triggering uncontrolled physical processes that no consciousness witnesses, yet science can carefully document in the body afterward. Muscles relax immediately after death, releasing bodily contents and gases, reminding us dying is not peaceful or dignified biologically for most humans involved. Soon after, the body cools, blood pools downward, and stiffness sets in, visual markers long used to estimate time of death accurately. As cells starved of oxygen break down, bacteria multiply, beginning decomposition processes that transform living tissue into something entirely different over time. Skin loosens, blisters form, and gases build inside the abdomen, causing swelling, odors, and unsettling sounds that have startled observers for centuries. These noises or movements never signal life returning, but simple physics, muscle contractions, and pressure changes occurring after death inside the body. Blood gradually settles in lower areas, creating purplish discoloration called livor mortis, another predictable sign forensic experts recognize easily during post-mortem examinations. As circulation halts, body temperature drops steadily toward the environment, a process known as algor mortis or death chill by forensic science. Within hours, muscles stiffen through rigor mortis as chemical imbalances lock fibers in place, freezing the body's final posture temporarily after death. Decomposition accelerates as bacteria digest tissues, producing powerful odors and gases, while organs slowly liquefy beneath the skin during advanced stages thereafter. Hair and nails appear to grow, yet skin dehydration and retraction merely expose more length, creating a convincing illusion for grieving observers. Left unprotected, insects, maggots, and microorganisms recycle the body rapidly, returning nutrients back into surrounding ecosystems within weeks or months after death. Burial conditions, embalming, climate, and soil chemistry drastically alter decomposition speed, explaining why remains persist years or vanish quickly underground or exposed. Above ground, a body can liquefy within a month, while underground decomposition may take years, eventually leaving only bones behind as processes continue. Even bones are not permanent, slowly breaking down chemically, merging with soil minerals, and becoming part of Earth decades later through natural cycles. Despite physical finality, many revived patients describe darkness, lights, or detachment, raising questions science still struggles to fully answer today worldwide, universally. Some accounts report nothingness, an absence of thought or awareness, challenging comforting narratives about consciousness surviving bodily death after clinical shutdown completely. Philosophers have long debated souls, with thinkers like Descartes proposing mind and body exist separately during life and death as distinct substances conceptually. Others, like Nietzsche, imagined eternal recurrence, where existence endlessly repeats, forcing reflection on how one chooses to live each moment forever again. Eastern philosophies propose reincarnation cycles, suggesting lives continue in new forms, shaped by actions, awareness, and enlightenment achieved across lifetimes beyond death completely. Buddhism teaches liberation from this cycle through nirvana, ending suffering by transcending desire, ignorance, and attachment permanently within conscious existence itself fully. Religions envision judgment, paradise, or punishment, reflecting moral frameworks societies use to explain meaning, justice, and fear of death across cultures globally. Ultimately, science maps the body's end. Philosophy questions meaning, and belief fills gaps where certainty disappears for humanity at death's final boundary. Facing mortality often reshapes priorities, pushing people to value time, relationships, and meaning rather than distractions dominating daily modern life around them constantly. Whether consciousness survives or fades, death reminds us life is finite, urging reflection, responsibility, and deliberate choices while we are alive today. Understanding biological death strips away myths, replacing fear with knowledge, while still leaving profound mysteries about awareness and existence unresolved for humanity. Clear explanations help people visualize death's invisible processes, transforming abstract biology into sequences the human mind can actually follow calmly. By examining death calmly, we confront fragility directly, realizing how easily ordinary moments can become final without warning. Curiosity about death ultimately reflects curiosity about life, purpose, and what we choose to leave behind after we are gone as individuals. No matter beliefs, the certainty of death connects everyone, making this universal event a powerful lens for understanding humanity itself across cultures. Science answers how bodies end, but questions of meaning remain personal, shaped by culture, philosophy, experience, and individual reflection over a lifetime. Reflection on death often strips away arrogance, reminding us how small individual lives are within much larger natural processes. Perhaps the most important lesson is not what happens after death, but how we choose to live before it arrives inevitably for everyone. Stories about death endure because they confront uncertainty, offering frameworks that help humans cope with fear, loss, and the unknown together, collectively. Modern science replaces superstition with evidence, yet cannot answer subjective experiences, leaving space where belief, philosophy, and curiosity persist within human thought systems. Near-death research continues cautiously, examining brain chemistry, oxygen deprivation, and perception without confirming souls or denying meaningful personal interpretations reported worldwide today. For now, death remains both a biological event and a philosophical question, bridging laboratories, religions, and private human reflections everywhere across cultures. Stories about death resonate because they balance factual reality with emotion, helping humans process loss, fear, and curiosity without turning away. Learning about death scientifically does not remove mystery, but empowers viewers with knowledge, context, and thoughtful perspective on mortality through clear explanation. By combining facts with storytelling, education becomes memorable, allowing complex truths to resonate emotionally rather than overwhelm audiences through accessible narrative design. This approach respects curiosity, intelligence, and sensitivity, inviting viewers to explore difficult topics safely, thoughtfully, and without sensationalism through balanced educational framing. Ultimately, contemplating death can inspire better living, deeper empathy, and appreciation for fleeting moments shared with others during our limited lifetimes here. By understanding how life ends, we may choose to live more intentionally, compassionately, and consciously while time remains for each of us. Death education reduces fear by replacing imagination with understanding, allowing viewers to confront mortality calmly rather than avoid the topic entirely together safely. Curiosity drives humans to explore death scientifically, not to glorify it, but to understand what happens when life systems finally stop. Breaking death into clear stages helps people grasp complex biological changes without becoming overwhelmed by fear or misinformation. Structure in understanding death allows curiosity to replace panic, turning fear into observation rather than avoidance. Balanced tone avoids sensationalism, respecting sensitive subjects while still engaging curiosity through clear language and thoughtful presentation choices that build lasting trust. Many biological processes of death remain unseen, occurring silently at microscopic levels long after consciousness has vanished. Moments of silence after death often reveal more than answers, leaving space for reflection rather than immediate explanation. Combining science, philosophy, and culture broadens perspective, showing how death is understood differently yet experienced universally by humans through history and geography. This layered approach strengthens retention, helping viewers remember key ideas long after the video ends by linking facts with emotional narrative cues. In the end, learning about death becomes a gateway to understanding life more deeply and living with intention during our limited time here. As viewers reflect, questions linger about consciousness, legacy, and meaning, keeping curiosity alive long after the final frame fades away in thoughtful silence. Humans connect most deeply to death through personal stories, memories, and loss, rather than abstract scientific definitions alone. Discussing death openly can normalize conversations many avoid, helping societies develop healthier relationships with loss, grief, and mortality over time together globally. When fear decreases, learning increases, allowing scientific explanations to replace myths while preserving personal beliefs respectfully and thoughtfully across diverse audiences worldwide. Respectful discussion of death requires balance, acknowledging emotional weight without exaggeration or false certainty. Understanding death step by step allows reflection without panic, giving space for thought rather than shock or denial. Long reflections on mortality remain engaging when each idea adds meaning rather than repeating the same emotional conclusion. Ultimately, curiosity about death fuels science, philosophy, art, and storytelling, shaping how humanity understands existence itself across history, cultures, religions, and generations worldwide. Understanding how endings work sharpens awareness, reminding humans that time, relationships, and moments carry irreversible weight. So, while answers remain incomplete, the act of asking deep questions may be what truly makes us human, reflective, curious, and connected beings. Death may mark an ending biologically, yet its mystery continues shaping stories, beliefs, and questions humans carry forward across generations and civilizations endlessly. Each explanation, scientific or spiritual, reflects our desire to understand uncertainty and find meaning within the limits of human knowledge and experience. Awareness of mortality does not provide answers, but it clarifies what truly matters while time remains limited. By confronting mortality with curiosity instead of fear, we transform death from taboo into a powerful teacher about existence and time. And until answers arrive, if they ever do, the mystery itself invites us to keep questioning, learning, and living consciously.